And, are we good? Yeah, we're good. So, I guess I gotta address two people. Well, two types of people right now. Um, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm recording this for YouTube, and I'm also streaming this live on Twitch. So, if anyone who's watching this on YouTube is wondering, wait, what the hell are you who are you talking to? Are you going crazy? Yes, but not for the reasons you might think. I'm talking to people in chat, or person in chat right now. So yeah. I'm gonna try to do this a bit more often, mix it up a little bit, just record while also, stream. Get that, sort of double thing going, double interaction. So, yeah. And if you're watching on stream, I guess it doesn't matter. Hopefully you won't notice anything too off. I want to name my child Poggers. I can get behind that. We already got Pogs in chat, so I don't need to tell anyone. So, should I set an alarm? Or should I just edit and split it up? I think I'll think it through a bit more. But anyway, today, we're hopping into the New Order, Don't Surf. Now, I'm already doing a series with this on YouTube with good old South Africa. I won't get into what we're doing in there exactly, just to avoid spoilers in case, you guys actually care, but it's a grand old time, massive civil war, fighting and killing Nazis, all the fun stuff, But today we're mixing things up. Today we are going to be the Nazis. Namely, one Siegfried Muller. So, we're going to hop in and check it out. Just in case you guys don't know, if you're watching this for the first time and you don't know what's up, or if you're in the chat, I'm pretty sure Mr. Mousery doesn't know what this is. Well, I might be mistaken. The New Order is a alt history mod where Germany won World War II. Oh god, not frame drop. Germany won World War II. And the world it's a car crash simulator. Honestly, yeah. That, but kind of unironically. Because, it is, everything goes downhill. It is fucking horrible to live in this world, and it just gets kind of worse, depending on where you live. And Africa definitely is not the place to go. You have South Africa, which has not gone apartheid in this timeline, but it's on the verge of maybe going apartheid. We have the relatively non-racist and they can choose to whether or not they want to side with the natives, the African National Congress, and not fucking discriminate against the majority of the people in the country, or they can choose to try to placate the racist Boer population to try to stop the Civil War, which doesn't happen and just makes shit worse. Spoiler alert. Then you have Sudwest Africa, Mr. Wolfgang, and all the guy wants to do is fly. Fuck running a country. Fuck oppressing millions of people. My man Wolfgang just wants to fly. Which is understandable. And then we have Ostafrika, which I've been told it's not Ostafrika, it's Ostafrika. Which is Hans Hüttig, this is basically a giant-ass fucking concentration camp. Basically. Just another camp. So this is not a fun place to be at. And my man Wolfgang is mainly just flying here. He's not doing too much, at least until the Civil War. Then his tree gets pretty interesting. But, guys, you might have noticed from the stream type, for those of you watching on YouTube, it's Central African Safari and Chill. And what that means is we're not going to worry about war or killing innocent people because of the color of their skin, or trying to avert a civil war. No. We're going on a safari, boys. So, grab your rifles, grab your caps, grab your malaria meds, because we are hopping in. You know what? I will set a timer. Why not? Becoming a sick man. Give it a second. Come on. Gotta give it a second to boost up. You know how it is. The Reichkommisariat Zentralafrika is often called the Jewel of Africa by the citizens of the Reich, renowned for its safaris, mineral wealth, and of course for its eccentric Reichskommissar. Central Africa is often seen as the one bright spot for German Africa, a land of unprecedented colonial wealth and exploitation and prestige. Reichskommissar Siegfried Muller is owed many thanks to the colony's strong management. At least that's what the Reich thinks. While often lauded as the model of a German explorer, brave, adventurous, and an impeccable host, the reality is that Central Africa is the greatest example of a financial fraud in human history. Industrial equipment is shipped to Muller, who then has them sold abroad for well under market value after they are lost to actions against partisans that never actually occur. Those he does keep are, when not giving to Africans to ostensibly use against themselves, stockpiled until they're sold back to the Reich and branded as having been built in Central African factories. These reprints are done in American-owned factories, foreign corporations, half of which are officially embargoed, representing the vast majority of Central Africa's production. On the ground, foreign mercenaries guard foreign factories and foreign controlled zones of occupation, while Muller presides over bureaucracy, almost as corrupt as he is, only running thanks to its owner's fears of reprisal and personal greed. Said mercenaries can be found working under the Central African umbrella across Africa. Central African mercenaries give German guns and training to guerrillas in all three Reichskommissariats. They assist with South African Army in patrolling its borders. They even help operate anti-air weaponry in Western Africa. Muller himself, despite being the love child of Germany and a character in 7 different films, 2 moderately successful novel series, a popular recruitment poster for settlement in Africa, and somehow the interviewee on the American Tonight Show, is not all interested in good governance. Who would have thought? Instead, he focuses on hunting and carousing and semi-secretly lives the life of Germany's greatest hedonist instead of its greatest patriot. Luckily, as long as the peace lasts, nothing can stop the good times from rolling. Foreshadowing? I think so. So, here are the focuses. We safari with foreign dignitaries for prestige and a damn good time. We balance pleasure and business as you negotiate with foreign and domestic investors. And we use the mercenary companies of the Congo jungle to do your dirty work. Volats, destiny lies ahead. Now, does this not sound fun? I mean, look at this guy. Look how happy he is. Surely he's doing something right. Here we have Reichskommissar Siegfried Muller is one of the Reich's most beloved media darlings. Bold, charismatic, and magnetic. The charismatic leader of the Reichskommissariat Central Africa and the richest of the Reich's 3 African governors. A distinguished veteran of Poland, France, and Russia, Muller leads Central Africa to operate as the only colony that consistently turns over a profit rather than committing near treason, such as skimming profits or ripping off a Reich on a regular basis. Oh, if only he... Yeah, he is kind of cute, though. His approach to the governance of Central Africa is charitably described as laissez-faire and uncharitably described as almost total non-involvement. Content to let foreign business concerns ravage the Congo for all it's worth, while Central Africa's coffers grow fat with profits from the tolls from shipping. Meanwhile, Muller's German men fritter away their tours of duty, drinking themselves stupid, hunting anything that moves, humping anything that wears a skirt, and gambling away their paychecks. That is when they are not whoring themselves out as mercenaries for the other Reichskommissariats and any foreign muscle, or German, it does not matter. Willing to pay for cheap muscle. Muller's great passion is hunting, regularly taking long trips into the darkest bush to hunt all manner of great African game, and if he should stumble across ANC partisans, then it becomes an opportunity to hunt the most dangerous game of all. This is going to be a fun game, I can already tell. So we have the Heart of Africa, which gives us a lot of nice production stuff, actually. Controlling the Great Congo Basin and the sprawling plantations surrounding it, and with extensive foreign investment, Central Africa controls the vast wealth of German Africa. German ships fill the various rivers and canals, taking these riches across the continent and across the Reich itself. So, this is capitalism to its least regulated, most exploitative result, basically. And it's damn fun. Hands-off administration. To call the leadership of Reichskommissar Muller light-handed would be a great understatement, being far more interested in going on safari and enjoying the pleasure of power. Most plantations have been given over to private corporations, local chiefs, and kings empowered, extensive native recruitment to the SS, and ample opportunity for slaves to earn their freedom. Interesting. And then we have soldiers of fortune. Unbeknownst to Germania, the Central African garrison is no mere garrison at all. Some of the finest mercenaries in the world, our soldiers fight in combat zones across the globe in the service of a highest bidder. The OFN, the PAC, the Triumvirate, the Co-Prosperity Spear. Only wealth can secure our loyalty. Until someone pays more, that is. And then we have the Mercenary Army, which has no description, but we can assume it's a lot more fun, you know? So we have some research we need to do. Our research speed is god-awful, but we'll hopefully figure something out. Let's improve infantry weapons, transistor computers, and then, can we do any industry stuff? It doesn't look like it quite yet. I guess probably a doctrine, though I don't know if I'll actually, I'll go far enough for the doctrines to matter. And then we have decisions. So it looks like we can hire a bunch of mercenaries for our decisions. We can hire a bunch of mercenaries. Central Africa has grown to rely on soldiers to either bolster their forces and do regular security work around the colony. The English under Mad Mike Horse, with Belgians under John Blackjack Schramme. The French under Bob Denard, and the various native groups each have their own benefits and their own issues with Muller's government, some of which make them untrustworthy. Muller's main goal is to keep these groups happy and to keep them working for him, so he may reap the benefits of their presence. Well, interesting enough. And then, not only is the Reichskommissariat Central Africa the wealthiest colony on the continent, it's also a place where all Germans can vacation in. From large jungles to wildlife-filled plains, from mountains to the Great Congo Lake, there's everything a German can dream of in these lands. Of course, all people are welcomed here. But in the shimmering colonial settlement on the coast of a lake, Hitlerstadt, we build a special resort of the finest people. Of course, the waiting list is rather long, so we have the honor to choose our guests. After all, choosing wisely might give us some favors from the Reich. So we have a lot of people who we can invite. We can invite Spear Jr., Richard Kieslowski, whoever he is, Manstein, Nordhoff, that guy who I'm not even trying to pronounce his name, and then we just have the banker, The slaver, the planner, and the tycoon. Fun stuff. I don't know, I might vacation here. I don't know about you guys. I'd consider it, at least. So we have, field marshals. Who do we have? We have Rolf Steiner. I'll go ahead and, sign as a field marshal, and then we got... We have Martin Bormann Jr. It's interesting that he's here. And then we have Gert Hugh, and then Leonard Mulamba. I'm not sure why there's a black Nazi, but you know what? Let's go with it. Apparently the Nazis do not discriminate. Which I don't think that's how it actually works, but you know what? I'm not going to question it. And, God, all the land here is fucking garbage. Does this stuff even have this stuff doesn't even have infrastructure. Jesus. That is bad. Well, okay. So we have two different branches. We can go down the corporate empire, help improve our economy, or after a while, I know, those poor bitches, I know. After a while, we can go on the safari. Now, I know what I want to do. I'll leave it up to chat real quick. We have to do this before we can go down this anyway, but I know what I want to do. So let's start off with the Pride of Africa. The westernmost African on a Reichkommisariat Zentralafrika encompasses most of the Congo Basin, what was once the Belgian Congo, and surrounding territories. It is a lush land ripe with impenetrable jungles, wild game, and precious resources, a land that beckons to the adventurous man like a siren calling the sailor amidst a tempest, deadly and beautiful at the same time. You know it's going to swallow you alive at the first chance, but how can you resist that sweet voice? Reichskommissar Muller will celebrate this new year of German domination over Africa with the Great Parade, as he's always done ever since assuming the office. The photos will soon circulate all throughout the Reich, making him even more of a celebrity than he already is. Truly, we are the pride of Africa, in every sense of the word. Sounds good to me. So I think we need infrastructure. Just at the very least to help us drive around and get some fucking... find some animals to kill. At the very least, you know? Who do we want to go... where should we send our troops? I'm not going to worry about South Africa. We have a while to worry about the death. Right now, we're just gonna... back... go up. I thought the game was going to crash for a second. Sit back and relax. Ooh, confusion in Congo. I don't understand it, the first officer said, swatting away mosquitoes as he looked at his map for what seemed to be the millionth time. The lake's waters? I think it's supposed to be waters. 0 out of 10, literally unplayable. The lake's waters lapped lazily at the shoreline, while a wind blew through with swaying reeds. This should be where we set up, is it not? No, said the second, peering over the first shoulder. Look at that terrain. It's different than where we're supposed to be. See that cluster of hills over there? That's not on the map. Behind them, the soldiers of their company took a well-deserved break. Their complaints about the bugs wafted lazily through the jungle air. We must be in the wrong place. I swear to you, Helmut, the first snapped. I followed the damn map to the letter. Something must be wrong with it. And let's bat his reply out, as frustrated as Herman was. How would it be the map's fault, Herman? Where are we supposed to go? I was told to go down the road past Mbala and stop where we hit the lake. Mbala... Helbin's eyes widen. Mbala's been underwater for years. How old is that map? Herman's eyes shot towards the top of the paper. He read it twice before angrily crumpling up the map and hurling it towards the lake. The jungle laughed as the company drove away. I'm confused every time I'm in the Congo. I agree, Matt. I'm confused when I'm in the Congo, too. Mainly why I'm in the Congo in the first place, but, you know. So, how's chat doing tonight? How are you guys holding up? I'll take a look around. What is Gardens of Africa, the Eagle of Africa, the Pride of Africa. Yeah. Up, the Nazis have landed on the moon. That's not nice. As I write to you, Ingle, I'm preparing my uniform for this year's Triumph Parade. Well, we call it a parade, but Muller calls it a trophy hunt, and it looks like one, too. We don't even bother with salutes anymore, with adoration and gushing over the year's biggest conquest are more popular than military icons, perhaps because Muller and his men cannot run after swastikas or flags and shoot them down. If you described to me how my career would go the day before I departed for the Congo, I would have laughed in your face, and yet here I am, so weary of it all I cannot breathe. This mad laughter bubbles up in my throat, and I cannot contain it. Excuse me. Drinking too much Jones. Anyway, the Triumph Parade. Tomorrow at noon, the clocks will ring Oliver Leopoldville in a series of large trucks garnished in camouflage decoration so scandalous it would be cause for military trial back home. Will ride down the Fiore Avenue. Large cutouts will display the biggest hunts of the year, elephants, monkeys, and the occasional giraffe, for when Mueller's eyes gaze strays to Kenya. And TV screens will blare out this insane circus show to all who care to see it. In fact, I'm told there's a mandatory viewing in the government offices, which would also explain why the office is so empty this time of year. And this, Ingal, is the worst part. The last part of the parade is not animal, but human. Filthy tribesmen they saw fit to capture. Some of them will still be healthy enough to release when the parade is over, but some will not. And while... Oop, someone just followed. Smith! 714, thanks for follow, buddy. I appreciate it. And I can still see the bloodstains from last year when I collide my eyes. We're all criminals now, even if we were innocent in Germany, for they would never dare to do such a thing back home, merely disappear them, to preserve public dignity. I cannot forgive myself for what I must do tomorrow, even if you think you can. Yours with love. Hans Schroeder. Look at some... That's a lot of political power. Holy shit. That's a lot of PP. So who do you want? Well, we can, let's hire some Belgian mercenaries, because they seem a little upset. Yeah, they're reliable now. There we go. And then, who do you want to invite? Because we can invite someone. I think let's go for, Erich von Manstein, the illustrious general of the Barbarossa campaign. He's one of the most honored generals in the Wehrmacht. And now that he's in retirement, he's expressed great interest in visiting the African continent. Sounds good to me. Let's invite Manstein. I'll go for a corporate empire. Reichkommissar Muller is much more interested in hunting wild beasts rather than wasting time running the day-to-day administration of Zentralafrika. However, even he knows he has an obligation to fulfill. Therefore, he's found a productive and lucrative way to secure both his position and his fun. He has declared this Reichskommissariat a corporate-friendly administration, leaving German and former Belgian entrepreneurs with a chance to seize all resources in the former Congo basin. In exchange for being given free reign of corporate The corporates pay him handsomely. Part of his money is sent to Germania as part of his obligation as a colonial administrator, paradoxically making him the most productive Afrikaner Reichkommissar, while the rest goes to fund his love for hunting. While indeed clever, this means that the colonial bureaucracy has become a de facto extension of the corporations. This is, some good old... Is this even late game capitalism? This is... seems like some weird... bastard hybrid of it. Ooh, Hitler names Göring his successor. I don't know, Matthew, you're a socialist. What do you make of all this? Ooh. Erich von Manstein peered out of his window of a military air vehicle he was traveling in. I don't read. I don't know, man. Fair enough. His gaze fell on the vast range of the reflecting lake and retreating rainforest on the horizon. He wondered what wonderful creatures... I get my political beliefs from Reddit. Understandable. He wondered what wondrous creatures might stalk these grounds. He laid back in his seat to enjoy the last minute of careless thoughts, seizing the opportunity to find the peacefulness of a rattling aircraft. I wish I was choking them out. I need to read actual literature. Seizing the opportunity to find the peacefulness of a rattling aircraft. Soon his thoughts can rest entirely. General Field Marshal, we are preparing for touchdown. An officer jerked him from drowsing. He sighed. His vacation is finally about to begin. The Wehrmacht, his constant and reliable employer, gratefully provided a vehicle to bring him to the fabled lands of Africa. On the advice of fellow officers, he heavily endeavored to visit Reichskommissar Muller, a reportedly gregarious host. Just the right place to spend some time away from the stressful Reich proper. The touchdown of the aircraft sent a spasm of pain through his weary joints. Having stopped the aircraft, the pilot insisted on personally accompanying Manstein embarking. The welcome reception was surprisingly grand. An honor guard and several journalists. A military official approached him with long strides. "Sieg Heil," he saluted passionately, groping for Manstein's hand. "General Field Marshal, my name is Oberst Rolf Steiner, the personal envoy of our mutual friend the Reichskommissar, sent to receive you accordingly. I'm his deputy in matters of the highest regard, and am overwhelmingly pleased to meet the hero of the East." Manstein escaped his grope. "A pleasure to meet you, Oberst. Stories of your and your Reichskommissar's adventures have reached my ears well. Please send my regards," Manstein responded. "Oh no, you will meet him. Siegfried would be damned to miss an opportunity to hunt with such a highly regarded figure as you. He personally planned an extravagant trip along his favorite hunting spot." Steiner came close. "He normally keeps them for himself." Then Oberst turning gesticulated towards a great helicopter. "The finest rooms in our splendid hotels have been prepared for your trip, General Field Marshal." Let's hope he likes his vacation. German Wolf of Nations and Totaler Krieg. I don't support Totaler Krieg, but it's super interesting. That's interesting. I might check that out too. Matthew, you should probably consider that. What else? We have Manstein. It was a Wealth of Nations, basically the equivalent of Capitalist Manifesto, right? Adam Smith. Today was Erich von Manstein's last day of relaxing consolidation and the wonderful outgrowth of a Reichkommisariat Zentralafrika. He sat in the cool breeze of the airstream provided by the speed of the Jeep. He gazed towards the constantly accelerating image of a shiny gargantuan like Hitlerstadt stood next to. He laid his rifle away and smiled at the two Germans' hunting companions provided to him after Siegfried Muller's departure a day ago. What a beautiful land this is, so full of mysterious splendor, so full of surprises. Von Manstein visited many places in his old days. Europe was dreary compared to this. He's always been a martial man, but nowhere on earth provided him with so much joy and laughter at shooting. And nowhere on earth has he seen such numerous and interesting game. The hunts might have only been half as joyful without Siegfried Muller, whom he was fast friends with. He boasted a great knowledge and experience with these creatures. Though a bit too jovial in places, he was a great host all in all. The tour throughout the country was absorbing as well. They were spoiled, however, by the deviations they brought to the hunts. In fact, von Manstein, who was just told, spoke with the same eager as Siegfried Muller when he asked his companions this morning to go on a last private hunt. He felt he regained some sort of zeal and vigor. Now, however, is the time to take his leave. His host already departed a day prior, granting him one last daring hunt. While he will enjoy the comfortable lake hotel one last time, his trophies will be embarked on the aircraft already. While he will enjoy a tropical cuisine one last time, farewells must be said to the newfound friends. Well, he has not even taken his leave yet. He already considers a trip to Sudwest Africa and Ostafrika to uncover the whole splendor of the continent already. Wow. It's actually written by Eric Ludendorff. He might be in the mod. Wealth of Nations or, Totaler Krieg? I'm not sure. I'll let Smith respond. But yeah. It's nice that he, that was a nice little I'm glad people had a nice trip. That's nice, you know? I'll put that bottle right there. Time to crack open my next soda. Ooh. And the piers of Point Noir. Every time you'd see them, they took your breath away. That's what they've been designed to do after all. For as mighty as the Congo River was, the locks at Pier Noir demonstrated that the Reich's engineering prowess was mightier. This was the face of the Reichkommisariat to the rest of the world, the first and often only sight that foreigners who came to the colonies had of life inside Central Africa. And come they did in the deep water pier of a point. Flags from all over the world could be seen. Most were smaller ships that plied the canals, moving goods over the locks between the deep water port and the Congo Mere were locally owned. However, some oddities abound. A fleet of small Swiss flag ivory haulers here, 3 Swedish river cruises ships there. Conspicuously absent were the Belgian flags that once dominated the river steamers. The many of the vessels and even the crews were largely unchanged. The cargoes being unloaded were much the same too, but every day the destination was different, from Valparaiso to Vladivostok and everywhere in between. There were the usual packed freighters, of course, and the ex-Belgians eagerly awaited the arrival of every vessel from a French state, each potentially laden with a whisper of home. Today a Brazilian reefer ship might dock. Tomorrow an Argentine Ro-Ro ship. Ro-Ro ship, is that an actual thing? That is hilarious. I'm just judging on the name, but that sounds awesome. A Ro-Ro ship. Even the frigid trade embargoes among the major power blocks was no impediment. It was easy to find a Panamanian or a Liberian flagged ship owned by an American company or an Indian flag vessel controlled by a Japanese front. As these strangers arrived, they saw slowly meandering currents where once mighty rivers had been, and orderly lines of palatial villas where naught but foreboding jungle had stood. And just as the Reich had tamed the wilderness, it seems that the commerce had tamed the Reich. While the ports of Central Africa opened, the world breathed a collective sigh of hope that the hyper-expansionist Reich of old had committed to a brighter, more peaceful, and more profitable future. For everyone, that is, except the Africans. But hey, our reserves are going to get some cash, and that's all that matters. Our investors are happy right now. That's what really matters, I think. And, ladies and gentlemen, the safari's beckoning. Reichkommissar Muller is getting bored, and a bored Muller needs only one thing. A new safari is a matter of time. It's in the air. The Reichskommissar is cleaning up his gear and filing requests for ammunition and fuel for his personal helicopter. From how much he is requesting, this one will be the greatest Central Africa has seen in a long time. Blow the horn, rev up the engines, load the rifles. And this is where I butcher the German. Durch Steppen Grasserwogen sind wir hintergezogen. Mit Schradern und Askari, Haya, Safari. Now, I think I nailed that, actually. I didn't. I butchered that. I apologize to any Germans who are watching now, or now on stream, or at home on YouTube. That was, probably horrible.